everybody. Let us give a huge clap.
According to a study done by TextMed.org, 4.3 million people in Texas don't have health insurance. Of those 4.3 million people, 21% are working women. That's almost 1 million women who are working that don't have access to health insurance. Planned Parenthood is used by these women to access health insurance that they can afford. Planned Parenthood is a non-profit organization that helps women without health insurance and helps them get basic healthcare services. According to an article titled Defunding Planned Parenthood Linked to More Pregnancies, Planned Parenthood was a way to give, quote, birth control and gynecological exams for the working poor, end quote. Services included pregnancy advice, daily checkups, abortions, etc. Because now that Planned Parenthood has been defunded, half of the women aren't getting the assistance or care that they would be having if Planned Parenthood wasn't defunded. Which leads us to the question, what will happen to women's health care in Texas? In this speech, I'm going to inform you about, since Planned Parenthood has been defunded in Texas, I'm going to talk about women's health insurance, how they can access birth control, and how they can find healthcare clinics. To begin, I'm going to do so by telling you what women are doing now to pay for health insurance in Texas since Planned Parenthood has been defunded. So, since Planned Parenthood has been defunded, women now have to think about different health insurance companies and different costs. Before the Planned Parenthood was defunded, PlannedParenthood.org states that 79% of patients had, quote, incomes at or below 150% of the poverty level, end quote. They use Planned Parenthood to afford basic health care. Now, with the passing of defunding Planned Parenthood, they have to consider the costs and the coverages of health care. TextMed.org states that the average healthcare cost in Texas is $2,868 a year, and the average salary of a woman living in poverty is $18,769 a year. This is 1/6 of a woman's salary going towards health insurance, which leaves about $15,000 for them to use on their daily living essentials. With no health insurance, an article on healthcare.gov states that if you don't have health insurance, you have to pay either based on your annual income or the annual income per person, and usually health insurance companies are going to pick the one that is higher. This takes, quote, 2.5% of your household income, end quote. Keeping this information in mind, I'm going to next talk to you about how women can access birth control since Planned Parenthood has been defunded. There have been many issues surrounding birth control, especially with women and accessing it. Planned Parenthood had the knowledge and the resources to help women out when they were facing birth control issues. One of the most effective forms of birth control was an injection shot called Depo-Provera, and a woman would go to a Planned Parenthood health clinic and receive that shot every 3 months. It would last for 3 months, and this was a really effective way for doctors and women to make sure that they were getting their birth control and making sure that they were taking care of themselves. Planned Parenthood also provided free birth control to women in Texas, which was also a plus for the women in the Planned Parenthood clinics. So, since Planned Parenthood has been defunded, women are now having to find doctors that specialize in their certain areas. And this can be difficult because you could go to a doctor that doesn't specialize in an area in which you need. The birth control that the doctor is giving you could be less effective, and you're also not being monitored to make sure that you're taking your birth control. The pregnancy rates have definitely increased. PlannedParenthood.org states that since Planned Parenthood has been defunded, in the first year of closing, quote, 27% spike in unintended pregnancy and a 35% decline in women using the most effective birth control, end quote. Because it's hard to get doctors to administer birth control, doctors are requiring now cancer screenings, PAL tests, pelvic exams in order just to get the birth control. And once you have those, the doctor then has to order your prescription, and sometimes the prescriptions aren't ordered on time or they're sent to different pharmacies. Finally, after informing you about access to birth control, I'm going to tell you how women are now finding clinics. Women's needs with birth control, and since Planned Parenthood has been defunded, are becoming less and less important, I In 2013, Texas decreased the number of Planned Parenthood clinics from 41 to 19, and now there's only 10 in the entire state. Because of this, different organizations that were originally funding Planned Parenthood, they're taking the money now that was going to Planned Parenthood and they're dividing it among themselves. Some of these organizations include Medicaid and government and non-governmental organizations. According to an article on NPR.org written by Daniel Kurtzleben titled Fact Checked, How Does Planned Parenthood Spend That Government Money? Before defunding Planned Parenthood, quote, people received Planned Parenthood received $500 million a year in government funding. Now, since the government is no longer funding Planned Parenthood, all of that money is being distributed equally or unequally to the different organizations that were originally funding Planned Parenthood. Because the money has been taken away from Planned Parenthood can no longer assist as many women as they were able to. According to PlannedParenthood.org, quote, 2.5 million men and women in the United States annually visit Planned Parenthood health centers, end quote. Women now have to find clinics on their own. They have to find doctors who specialize in the areas for which they need. They have to make sure that the clinics take their health insurance that they have, and they have to make sure the clinics are within their price range. In conclusion, today I informed you about the connection between defunding Planned Parenthood and health insurance, most notably the 79% of people who are receiving an income at or below the poverty level. I also informed you about birth control and how it relates to funding Planned Parenthood, talking about the most effective type of birth control, including the Depo-Provera. And lastly, I informed you about the access to a clinic, even though 10 remain in Texas today. 1 million women are going without health insurance right now, and they relied on Planned Parenthood. Since Planned Parenthood has been defunded, we ask ourselves this question: what will happen